I'm reminded, we've already gone through one transition, uh, like moved ourselves one step away from humans with all these voicemail and, stupid
Ah.
voicemail menus. And whenever I'm at an airport and a flight's been delayed, you can hear everybody around you going, agent, agent, they don't want to deal with it.
Talk
Right.
to a person.
And then something made me think of this little silly story uh, about voicemail. So my grandmother, blessed memory, didn't speak English, only Spanish.
Yeah,
And she died in 2003, right when the whole voicemail thing, well, not just voicemail, but that you would get automated calls, like from or not hotels, hospitals or doctor's offices.
sure, sure, sure.
So my parents had an answering machine, and they had told my grandmother, just don't pick up the phone. The answering machine will take care of it. But she
Well,
kept forgetting. She was in her early 90s. We get
sure.
home one day, and she goes, "Oh, I think the hospital called." And we're like, And she goes,
Oh,
"But it's okay because somebody else got on the phone and the two started talking to each other. So I hung up." And so you know what happened, right? Voice one, your appointment for voice two, Tuesday, 3 March. Voice one has been canceled, right? So she figured, oh, okay, it's all fine. So
They'll
they
work it
had a
out
great
between themselves.
conversation.
so there's no message. She hung up. They'll figure it out. And I don't know. That's one of my favorite stories about my grandmother because it just cracks me up.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? How we choose to communicate and then how we look at
Yeah.
when technology takes hold.
Yes.
Um, there's a curve of technology and growth like this in society, and there's adaptation that's like
Oh, of
this.
course.
And
Yeah.
so you always have this growing gap of people who just don't get it. And I'm a techie. I mean, I've been that way since high school. I went to the same high school as Steve Jobs and
Oh,
Wozniak, and
wow.
I grew up in the geek factory. And so for me, that's no problem. But let's assume it's always going to be a technical gap wherever we can. Let's
Yes.
take modern tech, but then somehow roll it back
Yep.
a few million years
Yeah.
to let's get back to conversation and let
Mm-hmm.
that be the transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And data tools, plenty of them. Have at it. Do lots of good stuff with data tools and information tools. But as long as you know that there's one space where you can do what naturally humans do and just converse, that I think is you got to have that in the mix.
Throughout this conversation, I've been imagining Socrates wherever he is, he or she, well, Socrates was a man, but wherever he is, kind
He
of
was taught by
going,
a woman, by the
I
way.
Yeah.
told you, yes, that's right. I told you it was about conversation because
Hmm.
that's
Isn't it
something
always?
that he strongly believed in. And one of the reasons why he was opposed to written language was, well, one was because he thought it would lead memory to deteriorate, but two, because it sort of replaced conversation, which he didn't think was a
I
good
wonder what
idea.
Socrates would have thought of written conversation versus monologue. Because back in
Oh,
his day, well, if you took all the time to write something
yeah,
down, you're basically
yeah,
writing a monologue of
right,
your thought.
right.
But
Hmm.
if you knew that you could write and instantly somebody writes you back, and you write back and you write back, I wonder if that
I
would
wonder
be
if that would
seen
have
as
changed his.
conversation.
And you know what you've just made me think of is how quick or appreciate the significance of how quickly the Greeks moved into plays.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Very interesting thing
Oh yeah.
that the Greeks they got the language thing going and they have, more of a leisure society and they have an annual play festival where everybody competes to get the best plays. And plays are,
Conversation.
in their
Yes.
way, I mean, they're
Yeah.
sort of stilted, but they are
Yeah.
conversations.
Yeah.
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 And it,
That's
and it
really
hits a
interesting.
nerve. The audience, it hits a nerve of
Yes,
making the meaning.
exactly.
Well, it's
They don't
dramatic
get
because
droned
in the
out.
moment, it's not just a bunch of people saying things.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
they're
something could
actors. Yeah.
respond, etc.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
So I think that's a good point to end because we've
I did
gotten
too.
all the way to Socrates, and that is always a good thing.
Well, thank you, Jonesy,
That was
for being
always the
here.
plan.
Yes,
That
Oh,
was
that
it's
we
was
been
were we
great
always the
talking
planned
to you
it.
guys.
plan. I
We
had it
planned it
from the
along.
very beginning.
It was always the plan. Yep. So
Anyway,
anyway,
well,
we'll keep doing what we do. And I just want to say thank you for guys for having such great conversations with the folks when they call. And I'll let the audience know truly no prep here.
no,
And that's
never.
the way it should be. It should be
Mm-hmm.
that way of just impromptu discussion. And I think that keep doing it because you're helping other people discover what they probably didn't think they needed to ask for. And
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
so watching your conversations is just a way to just follow along and go, wow, I had no idea.